We takes on professional wrestling. Hope the connection is coming good on my end tonight. Again, hopefully everything is going well on Skype. It is Wednesday, February 26th, 2025, and I got Cameron Johnson with me here tonight, who's over here, and he's marking out about Tyrese Halliburton, and he's underrated, and they smoked the Toronto Raptors. Congratulations, dude.
It ain't just smoke. It ain't just we smoke. We smoke the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies are the third team in the West. We smoked the Clippers. We smoked the Grizzlies. We smoked Toronto. We lost to Denver, but I'm not mad about that. We lost to Denver, but I'm not mad about that. Nikola Jokic at 19 assists. I'm not mad about that. But still, though, we are on the come up.
Yeah, man. I mean, we'll see. Maybe they're in the Eastern Conference Finals again. I don't know. But maybe they match up well with the Cavs in the second round if they get that far. But that's going to be in a couple months. I actually think the playoffs start WrestleMania weekend. So that's going to be a hell of a weekend for sure. But tonight, we had Dynamite live from San Diego. I thought it was a very good show, man. I enjoyed it again. I thought the segments carried the show. I thought Swerve and Ricochet's promo was great. I thought the Death Riders segment was awesome with Cope taking out Claudio. And for a second, I thought he was about to take out Marina, but they had Willow come down and concerto Marina Shafir. But I thought that segment was awesome. And then the main event was Orange Cassidy and Takeshita for the International Championship. And that match was fantastic. That was an absolute fantastic main event. But then there was a match on this show that I'm like, oh boy, I'm going to give some high criticism to this one. So we'll find out what that is later on in the show here tonight. Cam, what did you think of the show tonight from San Diego?
I thought it was a good show. I thought it was the weakest shows we've had over the past few weeks. But overall, I still thought this was a good show. I thought it was a good show.
Yeah, some good building points to Revolution. I think the card's starting at least to come together. And as we head to Los Angeles next week at Revolution. So it should be good, man. And I thank you guys so much for joining us here on the Big Fight Field channel tonight. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We got so much stuff coming up this week. We got Chamber this weekend. We got Revolution next weekend. So it should be a busy time over here on the Big Fight Field channel. And if you haven't already, be sure to go ahead and check out the Monday Night Raw review podcast from this past Monday, going over the go-home show to the Elimination Chamber. So let's go ahead and get into Dynamite. The show opened up with a promo and then a vignette, which was weird. The promo was from Cope, who pulled up in an ambulance saying that tonight, this is where the Death Riders are going to have their ride home. And he was in the ambulance to start the show. And then they had an MJF vignette where he was like, 5 years ago, I came into the company not knowing what would happen. And in many cases, AEW was the best thing for me. AEW, those 3 letters, they meant a lot to me. But then guys like Hangman Adam Page came along, and you guys chose him over me. And now, the only 3 letters that matter to me are not AEW, are not FAN, it's MJF, and they zoom very closely on the tattoo that he showed last year at Double or Nothing. And I don't know, man. That might be a gimmick tattoo. I don't know, but now you're gonna have um, all the WWE blokes on Twitter saying that MJF is going to WWE after he just signed a new deal with AEW. So, um, yeah, I'm sure that'll be a conversation on the internet. But then we go to the ring and we have Hangman Page against Aaron Solo. Aaron Solo loses in 30 seconds to Hangman. And then we get Hangman cutting a promo saying the three things I think he hates most on earth is not having sea biscuits, um, something else, and bitches who are bitches like MJF who are I can't remember what the line was, but something related to MJF, and he called him a bitch. So he said, I will sit in this ring until MJF comes out and gets the ass whipping that he deserves. And then MJF comes out, he cuts a promo, he's saying whatever, and he says, I left you a little gift backstage, and it'll show you that I'm actually real. It's going back to the promo from last week on Dynamite, and they show a bloodied Christopher Daniels. MJF has murdered Christopher Daniels, and this part was laughable. And Hangman's going in the back, and the part that I'm saying was laughable was clearly you see doctors, medics, they're just standing there in front of the guy, and they're lining.
You see him back there. You can see him. I almost slipped. I said a word. I can't. I said a word. I'm not gonna say on here. My bad. I'm bad. My bad. I'm trying to think. Bro, you just had them just sit. Bro, you just had them just standing there, bro. The worst. The AW medical staff continues to be the worst medical staff in the world. My God.
So that part baffled me. I'm like, bro, the medics are standing right there. And then it takes Hangman to be like, come on, guys, come on. And then the medics finally come. But besides that, I thought it was fine. So your thoughts on the opening segment, everything with MJF and Hangman this week?
Opening segment was fine. I thought it was funny. They were showing MJF getting the tattoo, lays it off. I don't think he actually got the tattoo. I don't think he actually got the tattoo, lays it off. I don't think he actually.
Me neither.
But I don't think he actually lays it off. But I thought that was good. I thought that was good. And then Hangman Page coming out, he beat the shit out of Aaron Solo, as he should have. As he should have. Aaron Solo fumbled Bailey. So Aaron Solo fumbled Bailey. So
That's true.
I would beat the shit out of him too. I don't blame Hangman Page at all. I don't blame Hangman Page at all for doing what he did to Aaron Solo tonight. And then and then the Christopher Daniels stuff I thought was it was a bit goofy. I thought it was good because the medical staff is just standing there. Nobody's checking on this man. What the hell? The worst medical. That's why AEW Medical is the worst medical staff in the world. That's why they are the worst medical staff in the world. Not I am certain. Not I am certain of. It's three things that I am certain of that are absolutely terrible. The security for NXT,
Yeah.
I'm rating Gotham, and then the AEW medical staff.
They have terrible doctors at AEW.
It's
terrible. God damn it. So it's that you can't forget the NXT parking lot too.
I said the NXT parking lot. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said security guards.
Yeah, the security guards in the NXT parking lot.
Oh, I got you.
NXT parking lot might be worse than Gotham, low key. But
no, man. AEW, you need to go find some new doctors, some new people who have a degree in nursing, whatever. They need new doctors. But we move. Will Ospreay versus Brian Keith. I'm going into this for some reason. I was really excited about this match. It was fine. It was a typical Will Ospreay match. It was a fine match, nothing too wild. It's stuff we've seen before from Will Ospreay. Kyle Fletcher was in a suite with Don Callis as they watched on, and Ospreay, he ended up defeating the Bounty Hunter after a Styles clash into a hidden blade, and Will Ospreay defeated Brian Keith. He sees Kyle Fletcher in the suite. They brawl, and security guards have to go and pull them off. So it was fine. At this point, we're just trying to get to the pay-per-view with this feud. Get to the pay-per-view, get to the cage match, and then we're off to the races. So, Cam, your thoughts on Ospreay, Brian Keith, everything that happened here?
I love Big Brian Keith. I love Brian.
Man.
That's my boy. Right? I love Brian Keith. My other question is Tony Khan. Tony Khan, I know you pay the rates to a lot of musical artists, bro. What does ask Jim Jones how much he want to get Big Tippin? Ask Jim Jones how much money you want. Ask Jim Jones how much money he wants so we can get Brian Keith coming out to Big Tippin. That's my one request. And get him away from and get him the hell away from that and get him the hell away from that tub of mayonnaise and Chris Jericho, please. But please get him away from that. But also get Big Tippin for Brian Keith. That's one thing. Get Big Tippin for him. I don't know how much money Jim Jones want. Pay him. Jim Jones, I heard he likes to indulge in some stuff. Tony Khan, maybe you can get that for him. I don't know. But whatever Jim Jones wants, pay him. So that way, Big Brian Keith can come out to Big Tippin. That's what I asked. But no, this match is this is a typical Will Ospreay match. So of course, it was a damn good match. Which is crazy. Which is crazy to me. You know what I mean? Because I've been told countless times, time and time again, that this man is not the best wrestler in the world. I just laugh at that. I laugh at that all the time when people say, "Oh, Will Ospreay's not the best wrestler in the world." I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you've been watching, but
no way.
The best wrestler in the world for some time, people. He's been the best wrestler in the world for some time, people. He has been, like he is not currently. So no, this is a very good match with Will Ospreay and Brian Keith. Ospreay gets the win, and then I like the stuff they did with Kyle Fletcher too. I love this steel cage match stipulation. I do. AEW steel cage matches don't miss. Think back to an AEW steel cage match and tell me when they miss. Go ahead and tell me. Go ahead. I'll wait. We gonna be here all night. Because you know what? Because that shit ain't happening. They don't miss on steel cage matches. They don't miss. And this
dude, I'm pretty hyped about this cage match. I think Ospreay is going to do some crazy shit, and I think Fletcher is going to kill it in there. So there's literally not been a single bad steel cage match in AEW in their existence. So it should be awesome next Sunday night. Ospreay and Fletcher in a steel cage match. But I'm going to hurry up with this next segment because I really want to talk about this next match. We had Mercedes Moné backstage. She was interrupted by Billy Starks. Mercedes threw Billy Starks' drink at her, and Billy said, "Who do you think you are?" And that started Mercedes off. And Billy's like, "I'm going to be a future Ring of Honor champion, blah, blah, blah." And then Momo Watanabe came from behind and tried to hit Moné with a baseball bat, but Moné dropped her TBS championship, and Watanabe was like, "At Revolution, I'm coming after your TBS championship." So we went from a really hyped up Harley Cameron, Mercedes Moné feud to Momo Watanabe. I don't know how you're going to get people excited about that match compared to the Harley match at Grand Slam. So, quick thoughts on that segment from you?
I thought it was a good segment. The segment needs to be second up. It needs to be the seeds planted for Athena to bring her ass to AEW television. That's what this needs to plant right here. Billy Starks is still a minion for some reason. But overall, I thought the segment was good. I thought the segment was really good. And look at if we get more Billy Starks on TV, that's the better. Because Billy Starks is great. So the more Billy Starks we can get on TV, the better. So the more Billy Starks we can get on TV, the better. But this was what's called. But I enjoyed this segment here with Mercedes and Billy Starks. I enjoyed it. And the Momo coming out, that's going to be the match at Revolution. I cannot wait. Mercedes Moné is the best female wrestler in the world right now. In ring. She's in ring. There's nobody fucking with Mercedes Moné. I'll stand on that. But yeah, so I cannot wait for I can't wait for Mercedes and Momo. I can't wait. That's gonna be great. And I thought the segment's gonna be good. But again, the segment needs to lead to Athena bringing her ass to AEW television.
Yes.
Try to bring your ass on it. Bring your ass over to AEW television, Athena. And hurry it up.
God, she's too good to be stuck on Ring of Honor, dude. And she should have dropped that title a long time ago. And maybe Athena feuding with Mercedes, that's money in my eyes. That's absolute money. All right, folks. I said there was a match on the show that I hated. And the thing we're going to talk about next is the match that I hated. Cam, I know you said you were focused on the Pacers-Raptors game tonight. Have you happened to watch the Murder Machines versus the Outrunners?
I did, but to be quite honest with you, it's Lance Archer and Brian Cage on my TV, big 2025, so I kind of just zoned out.
All right.
I'm sorry, man. To be fair to me, it's Lance Archer and Brian Cage on my television in 2025, so I just zoomed out. I was like, what? And I just zoomed out because I have no interest in Lance Archer and Brian Cage on my TV. I'm sorry.
No, they lose all the time. They are losers. So I can catch you up on this finish if you need me to. The ending was Lance Archer was dominating one of the Outrunners. I think it was Turbo Floyd. And he had him up in the air, ready to go for the whatever his finisher's called. I think it's called the Blackout or whatever. And the Hurt Syndicate theme music plays, and they all come out to the stage, and Archer drops Turbo Floyd to go stare at the Hurt Syndicate. He gets rolled up, and they lose to the Outrunners, which made Lance Archer look like a complete idiot. And I know the Outrunners, they showed they had their big moment on Sports Center with the Omaha college basketball team. And they were on Sports Center. They were on Barstool. And that's awesome exposure for them. That's great exposure for the company. But my God, they made Lance Archer look like a complete moron. And I love the Outrunners. They're very charismatic. But the Outrunners versus the Hurt Syndicate is not a pay-per-view worthy match. I'm sorry. It's just not. Neither's the Murder Machines. We need better tag teams to go after the Hurt Syndicate.
I know what I would have done.
What's that?
I would have ran back Private Party and the Hurt Syndicate. But I would have had a much more serious Private Party going there and try to take the belts off the Hurt Syndicate. Because basically what we saw from Private Party was it was basically a squash. Hurt Business, where Hurt Syndicate went in there and they whooped their ass. It was basically a squash. So I would have had Private Party, have them get a lot more serious. They have them go, we got embarrassed. The Hurt Syndicate embarrassed us. We want our tag team titles back. We ain't doing this shot shit. We ain't coming out doing shots. We ain't doing that shit. We coming out to whoop ass. We coming out to whoop ass. Hurt Syndicate, we want y'all again. We want our tag team titles back, and we want that Revolution. That's what I would have done.
I would have loved that too. And that would have been much better than what we've done, than what we got here. Or you didn't have to rush the Guns back. Give them a title match a week later, have them lose, and then disappear from television. Having the Guns in this spot on pay-per-view in a built-up feud with the Hurt Syndicate would have been much better than what we got here with the Outrunners and the Murder Machines. What we got here was terrible. What this showed me was we need better tag teams to challenge the Hurt Syndicate because there's no fucking way the Outrunners, who I love, are going to beat the Hurt Syndicate. They're going to get their asses whipped.
Yep.
And I'm telling you what, the fans love the Hurt Syndicate and they love the Outrunners. But who are they going to cheer at the pay-per-view? They're going to cheer the Hurt Syndicate because
Out the building. Outrunners are getting booed out the building. Outrunners are getting booed out the building. LA is gonna be going, we hurt people. Yeah, we hurt people. Yeah.
yeah,
They getting booed out the building.
they are going to cheer the Hurt Syndicate and they're going to boo the Outrunners because they know the Outrunners have no chance in winning their match. They have no shot. So this was a total flop, a complete flop. And we need better tag teams to challenge the Hurt Syndicate. All right. Enough with the frustration. Let's talk about Swerve. Swerve said 3 years ago he signed his AEW contract with Tony Schiavone at Revolution. And he says he would fulfill his destiny to become a world champion, to become the most dangerous man in AEW. But to get to that, again, he has to right his wrongs. And one of those wrongs is Ricochet. And he says Ricochet, and Ricochet comes out, and he looks like a complete nerd. And this week he's wearing a baseball cap saying the Eagles are the Super Bowl champions. I love it. And he's talking trash that he doesn't need another match with Swerve. He's already beaten Swerve and proven that he's better than him. But then Prince Nana says that he talked to Tony Khan. He's got the signed contract. And at Revolution, he proposes a Swerve Ricochet match again. But this time, it is for the number one contender for the AEW World Championship. So Ricochet says yes. He accepts. And he says, all I got to do is beat Swerve's ass again. And he's punched his ticket to being the next AEW World Champion. And then Nana calls Swerve into the ring. He says, I need to see the Swerve that we got last year who won the AEW World Championship, who main evented All In at Wembley Stadium, and is the most dangerous man in AEW. But he tells Swerve that he's taken so much for him from guys like Hangman Page, the Hurt Syndicate, Ricochet, Bryan Danielson. He's taken so much bullets for Swerve. He says not only does he need Swerve to get the AEW World Championship, God damn it, he wants that row back, damn it. And he says, if I don't get that row back, I don't know if I can do this anymore. So it's leading. We got Swerve and Ricochet again. And I think Swerve is going to get a world title match pretty soon. What did you think about this segment, Cam? Your thoughts? I thought it was pretty great, man.
No, I thought it was. I thought it was really good. I thought it was really good. I thought it was a really good segment too. This segment had Ricochet here. I will continue to say it has done more in 6 months than he did in 6 years in WWE. Ricochet. I think Nana is going to end up turning on Swerve and aligning with Ricochet. If Swerve, because I think. Okay, maybe not. Okay, maybe not. But I do think Swerve is going to get that role back. And Swerve is AEW World Champion again. Let's do it. 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 Let's do it.
I don't mind it.
Tony Khan.
I don't mind it. Maybe they pivot to a main event at All In that a lot of people wanted last year, which is Swerve and Hangman. Do we do that again at All In? I don't really know. That would be interesting for sure.
Why Why? Let's keep it going. Let's keep swerving. Hey, why not? Let's keep it going. Let's keep swerving. Hangman going. Let's do it. Let's do it here. I said we do it next year, and then we do it the year after that, and then the year after that, and then the year after that. Shit. I'd say why not? Kevin Owens, the same as Zayn, had like 15. Kevin Owens, the same as Zayn, had like 15 million matches against each other, and we still popping forward. That's how I'm gonna be with Hangman Swerve. Damn it, I'm still gonna be over here popping forward. Shit, run it back, run it at. That's what I said. Run it at all in. Run it at big all in Texas, Tony. I bet you won't. I bet you won't, Tony. I bet you won't run that. I bet you won't run that at all in Texas. I bet you won't. I bet you won't.
I mean, hey, man. They're destined to be with each other forever. So if you got Swerve and Hangman in the main event of All In, man, I'd be really happy about that. I'd actually be really happy about that match. So I mean, we'll see. Swerve's got to beat Ricochet first before we get that conversation of Swerve winning the AEW championship.
We're gonna beat Ricochet. We ain't worried about that. We ain't worried about that. We ain't worried about that. We gonna drive that. We gonna drive to LA. We gonna whoop Ricochet's ass. We ain't worried about that. We gonna whoop that. We ain't worried about that. We don't lose the ball. We don't lose the ball.
Oh.
We don't lose the ball people twice. We don't do that. We don't lose the ball people twice.
You know, I wonder how Claudio feels. He doesn't get ball chance. Ricochet does. Claudio better watch his back, man. Or Dax Harwood better watch his back. He's ball too.
Tell Claudio I said get better.
Speaking of that,
let's go.
Speaking of Dax Harwood, we had a 6-man tag team match. FTR and Daniel Garcia against the Undisputed Kingdom. I thought the match was fun. Ton of chaos. Non-stop action. Very fast-paced. The ending was FTR and the Undisputed Kingdom, Roddy and Kyle, had a bunch of submissions on each other. They had arm bars, Boston Crab, abdominal stretch. Garcia went for a pile driver on Adam Cole, and Adam Cole flipped over, rolled up Garcia, and won. So Garcia lost. He got pinned by Adam Cole. And the match has been made official. It'll be Daniel Garcia defending the TNT Championship against Adam Cole, not at Revolution, but on Collision Saturday. That's certainly a choice, because this match should have easily been on the pay-per-view next week, and instead it's being put on Collision. Now, Collision has been really good this year. Collision's been really good this year. But to put this on the same show, the same night as Elimination Chamber, that is certainly a choice. And Garcia is going to lose because his title reign's been absolutely horrible, and it's time to get the title off of him. So, go ahead, dude.
No, that I agree with. Daniel Garcia, it might be time to turn him back heel. I'm not going to. It might be time to turn him back heel. But Adam Cole, these are the strongest crowd reactions Adam Cole has gotten since his NXT run. So,
yeah, I could definitely see that. And maybe Adam Cole turns heel. I don't know, man. But Garcia has had more trios matches than he has singles matches as the TNT champion. That's how you know we got a problem with Daniel Garcia as the TNT champion. It is time to get that title off of him. So, we'll see what happens Saturday night on Collision. But then we go backstage. And I thought this was the best thing on the show. We got Claudio roaming around backstage, and he gets blasted by Cope. And they're brawling from the crowd into the ring, and out comes Wheeler Yuta. And Wheeler Yuta gets in on the ambush, and Marina Shafir, it's just sitting there. Marina Shafir's sitting there, and she's eyeing up everything. And Jay White comes out, and Jay White hits a Blade Runner onto Wheeler Yuta. And then Marina, as Cope's about to hit the spear on Claudio, Marina jumps on Cope's back. Cope gets Marina off of him, and this idiot Wheeler Yuta accidentally hits the Psycho knee onto Marina Shafir. So Marina is out cold. Claudio is now out cold with the spear, and Cope spears Yuta, and they get the chairs, and Cope hits Claudio with the concerto. And then Cope, man, I thought he was about to hit Marina, but Willow came out and did the concerto instead. So now Pac, Claudio, and Marina Shafir have been taken out, and all Moxley has is that dumb idiot Wheeler Yuta. So I thought that segment was awesome. I enjoyed it. That was probably the best Death Rider segment, maybe since their existence, because it's about damn time they get punished for what they've done to us fans in the last couple months. So
it is. Yes, it is about time that they. It is about time that the Death Riders have gotten their comeuppance, and I thought this was a very segment here is very strong. Segment here is very strong. Segment here is very strong. Again, Edge. I'm calling him Edge. I'm not calling him Copeland. I'm sorry. Again, Edge. I'm going to tell you again. Make sure you take out Jay White, because if not, Jay White is going to turn on you. Going to turn on you at Revolution. Okay, I'm telling you now. But overall, I thought this was great. Overall, I thought this was great. I thought this was very good. He had me for a minute when I thought he was going to hit Marina with the chair shot, but baby Willow came out and Willow took that chair and Willow spun that thing across the head of Marina Shafir, and I popped like crazy. I said, "There you go, Marina. They've been playing with you, Marina. Time to stop me." I said, "There you go, Willow. They've been playing with you. Time to stop playing with you, Willow." But now, no, I thought this was a very strong segment. Strong Death Rider segment. I thought I'd say that. Strong Death Rider segment.
now they're giving us hopium that, Moxley's going to lose at the pay-per-view because he's going to have no backup. Do we get a new member at Revolution? Do we get Josh Alexander coming in and joining the Death Riders?
I would hate that. I could see that, but I would hate that. I think the more likely scenario is Jay White turns on Moxley. Jay White turns on Cole.
That's probably what's going to happen. I would think. I said it last week. I had it full. I talked about it for like 5 minutes. I don't think Cope should win the championship, but I'm not sure. I'm still leaning towards Moxley, but I would not be surprised if Cope won the title. So now go ahead.
I was just gonna say I wouldn't be either. That's all.
So then we go to Harley. We got Harley Cameron against Deonna Purrazzo, and they had a fine match. Harley's match at Grand Slam was way better than this. They had a fine match, though. I like Harley's finisher a lot. It's like a twisted DDT onto the head, and Harley Cameron beat Deonna Purrazzo, and I saw people mad about this, and I'm like, why were you mad about someone who's getting really over right now, getting a win over a woman who has no impact at all on AEW TV? I didn't understand it. Harley should have absolutely won this match. Harley needs to be on TV as much as possible. She's awesome. Cam, what were your thoughts on this segment, dude? Or this match?
I thought it was fine. I thought it was a perfectly fine match. Again, Harley Cameron does not have a lot of experience doing this. She legit, I think, only has like 3 years, but she's coming along nicely. Harley Cameron is fine. But her beating Deonna Purrazzo, I did not have an issue with. What I had an issue with was it was Deonna Purrazzo who she beat, because I think Deonna Purrazzo should be doing a whole hell of a lot more than what she's doing on AEW television right now.
That's true.
I think she should be a constant contender for the TBS title, and she's not that. She's on TV and she loses every match. I think Deonna Purrazzo should be a lot better than she is right now. I do agree with that, but Deonna Purrazzo lost to Harley Cameron, who was over. So I don't even have an issue with it.
Yeah.
I have an issue that it was Deonna Purrazzo. So out of that, I don't have an issue with it.
Yeah, I mean, Deanna's really good when they allow her to go out there and wrestle, and she does deserve to at least be in the TBS title picture, competing against Mercedes Moné. So, last thing on this show, we had the main event, Orange Cassidy and Konosuke Takeshita for the International Championship. And ladies and gentlemen, it's early in the year. It's only February 26th. I'm not going to say this is my match of the year. I am going to say this is the TV match of the year so far.
Yeah.
This match was great. So, Takeshita, before the bell, he snaps Orange Cassidy's glasses, and Orange is furious. Orange immediately goes for the orange punch after their little sequence. And all Takeshita does to counter it is move his head backwards. I thought that was awesome. That was an awesome spot. And then later on, we have Cassidy flying in the ring for a tornado DDT at a close near fall. My personal favorite spot of the match was when Orange Cassidy was running the ropes and he went for the DDT again, but Takeshita caught it. Takeshita tried to lift him up for a suplex, but then Cassidy went for the Stun Dog Millionaire. Takeshita caught that, lifted him up, and hit the Blue Thunder Powerbomb. That was amazing. That spot was incredible. So now they're on the commentary desk. Takeshita's going to hit a pile driver onto Cassidy on the table, and Cassidy counters with Beach Break. And then he flies from the ring to the outside and hits a twisting tornado DDT, and he takes off Don Callis' sunglasses. He goes for the orange punch, but he gets caught by Takeshita with an elbow, and Takeshita goes for the pile driver finish. He connects. He goes for the suplex, and Orange Cassidy reverses it to a roll-up, and it's kicked out at 2. Takeshita does. And then Takeshita, at the end, hits a twisting, Falconero kind of move, and he beats Orange Cassidy to retain the International Championship. And this match ended at 10 o'clock on the dot. This was fantastic. I don't have any much other things to say about this match besides how fantastic it was. So, Cam, what were your thoughts on the main event?
This was marvelous. This was scrumptious. This was immaculate. This was game. This was life changing. This was game changing. This was 26. This was 2018 playoff Braun.
Oh,
This was 28. That's what this was. This was 2018 playoff Braun. This was 2019 playoff Kawhi. This was 2023 Joel Embiid.
oh, don't say that.
This was trying to think. I'm trying to think. This was GTA Folk. But I'm basically saying this shit was immaculate, folks. This was immaculate. This was immaculate. This match itself was immaculate. A great match. Great match between Takeshita and Orange Cassidy. Takeshita retains, but yeah, Takeshita retains the international title, which I ain't got no issue with. And now we're gonna get to Kenny Omega and Konosuke Takeshita, with Omega and Takeshita on pay-per-view. That should be 2015. That should be 2016 Steph Curry. That should be 2016 Steph Curry. That should be 73-9 Golden State. That should be 2014 Kevin Durant. That should be phenomenal. That should be scrumptious right there.
I'm gonna go on record and say I think after Revolution, I think either that match between Takeshita and Omega, or the cage match between Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher is going to be a 2025 match of the year so far. One of those two matches, we will be talking how that match is the match of the year so far in 2025. I am going into both those matches with extremely, extremely, extremely high expectations. So that was your Dynamite review, and I thought it was a very good show. I very much enjoyed it. So we are going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Fuel podcast. Subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on Dynamite tonight. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from us. And follow me on Twitter at Conlon_Joseph, and on TikTok as well, Conlon_Joseph. Cam, put your stuff over.
Follow me on Twitter at Cam71101. I don't know why I don't tweet. I don't know why I barely tweet anymore. But if that interests you, you can follow me there. Also, check me out on Rated M Wrestling every Thursday we do the pod. You can find me on there every day, watching Raw, SmackDown. Sadly, SmackDown. I'm trying to get out. NXT and AEW Dynamite. You can find me on there every day, and every Thursday is where we do the big pod. And tomorrow, I gotta double check with him. I gotta double check with him to confirm. But tomorrow we are supposed to be having Drew Velez on the Pick a Side podcast on the channel. So there you go.
Yes, sir. Subscribe to the Big Fight. Subscribe to the Rated M podcast so you don't miss that tomorrow night. And I love how you add all the watch-alongs, and then you say SmackDown, and then you say sadly. I thought that was funny.
It was bad.
It is bad, dude. It is really bad.
Bro, if I did not have to, I'm gonna be. Bro, I don't have to. SmackDown is oh my God.
I don't want to get you started, man. It's not Friday. So, all right, folks. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good night. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy and love wrestling. Peace.
All right, Joseph.